One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
I got about 7 minutes here with Rich Lowry, a little departure from the Knicks. We did Craig Carton before Rich. We'll do the other WFAN legend, Joe Beningo, after. But I want to get to Iran. My daughter Ava is still in Tel Aviv this morning. She's there till Tuesday. And I'm supposed to be going to Israel a week from today for a nice trip. But you know what happens as soon as the U.S. hits Iran? They usually strike back at Israel. They haven't yet the last day or so. Bahrain, I guess, was Jordan, Kuwait. Let me get to Rich Lowry. Rich, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. I mean, I'm not thrilled my daughter's in Israel right now with what's been going on here. But the president
Can I just
said...
mention one Knicks thing?
Yeah, the Knicks.
You know, one thing that I'm not an NBA guy, so I just watched at the end. But something that annoyed me, the TV broadcast didn't even mention that Onanabe, is that how you say his name? OG's block of the potential layup, like at 10 seconds, which was almost as huge a play.
No, we got it. We got the Breen call on that. Well, I'm going to play it after you're done, but it was a bonehead play by De'Aaron Fox. When you've got possession of the basketball and the lead, you hold on to the ball and get fouled. You don't take a shot.
But he thought he had the layup. And it's the most important block in the NBA Finals since LeBron James in that Cavs final.
No, he did it on both ends of the court.
But they didn't even replay it in the TV broadcast.
That's weird. You know, we've got the audio here this morning, but he did. He blocked the shot on defense, and then he got the game-winning tip on offense. So both sides of the court, OG came up big.
10 seconds in the NBA Finals in a very long time.
Probably so. Yeah, probably so. But getting back to Iran for a second, Trump is threatening him again, and you're hearing some people say this could be back to 400 or 500 strikes a day. We hit 20 different spots in Iran last night. But I'm going to speak on behalf of a lot of Americans, and no one loves Trump more than me, Rich. You know that I adore the guy. I love him. But this is getting silly. And, you know, his threats, they're less and less meaningful. Yeah. To be honest, if he's going to do it, just do it. Do you think this is it? This is the time?
I think it's not it until he really thinks there's absolutely no alternative. Clearly, he doesn't want to start a major fighting again. He's desperate for a deal, but the problem is the Iranians realize that, so that's why he might need to resort to a big bombing campaign again. But he really, really doesn't want to do it.
Yes, but whether he wants to do it or not, they're not going to do a deal. And if they do a deal, they're never going to comply. What are we doing?
Yeah, I think the deal, they're going to want money. I think it's not just reopening the strait. You know, in my mind's eye, I'm like, okay, at this point, I'll just take a trade of the blockade for reopening the strait. But I don't think they're going to do it. You know, I think they're going to say we get sanctions relief and we'll reopen the strait and toll the strait. So my guess is it's a terrible deal that's on the table. You probably can't even believe in it, right? The original ceasefire, they're supposed to reopen the strait and they didn't do it. So we're in I think it's a real uncomfortable spot for the president, who would prefer to move on, but is stuck in this middle space.
Stuck is that word I've been using for the better part of a month. You just used it too, and can't give them money. They've proven in the past. You know, Obama did it, and Biden did it, and all that money went to the terror proxies, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis. You know, so you can't give these people money.
If it weren't for the strait, you could just kind of walk away. Say, we're not giving you sanctions relief. We're not giving you pallets of cash. We destroyed a bunch of stuff, and maybe we'll see you a couple years later if we got to do it again. But it's really hard for Trump to walk away if they have control of the strait.
How terrifying was it for you to watch Graham Plattner celebrate a couple nights ago?
Well, it's probably very good for Republican chances to hold the Senate. I kind of gave him pretty good odds of beating Susan Collins when all it was the Reddit stuff and the tattoo, all of which are terrible and show the guy's a poisonous toad. But the sexting and the abusive relationships with girlfriends, when you get into that kind of stuff, there's more where that came from. So I expect other shoes to drop. He's obviously lying about the women. He's lying about the sexting, and he's lying about the tattoo. He knew what the tattoo was from day one.
Yeah.
He thought it was cool and tough, And one of his girlfriends, who knows nothing, a former girlfriend, knows nothing about military affairs, was telling her girlfriends, like a year ago, oh, it's a Totenkopf. And he told me. So obviously he knew.
Yeah.
The guy is the worst. He's twisted. There's something really sick about him.
Yeah.
We've had unfaithful Senate candidates before, unimpressive Senate candidates before. This is a guy you want to have nothing to do with. Just saying that he would rape someone who broke into his house to establish dominance, that's like out of a bad Quentin Tarantino movie. This is a sick puppy.
And yet all these Democrats endorse him. You get this moron, Cory Booker, who again was just shredding Bibi Netanyahu yesterday. He called Bibi a horrible person, which is ridiculous, okay? You may disagree with some of the politics. Let me say it again, folks. Israel is not committing genocide. You stupid bastards are not, okay? So you got Cory Booker calling Bibi Netanyahu a horrible person, but yet Graham Plattner, he's a good guy? You want to explain that one to me?
Yeah, and they didn't have to nominate him. They were defending him on all this stuff when they could have nominated someone else, 2 weeks before the primary, right? But they felt they had no alternative because the other candidate had effectively dropped out, Janet Mills, and they'll twist themselves into.
Well, Bernie loved him too.
Try to oppose Trump.
Bernie loved him too. Sanders loved this guy too. He's another lowlife. Were you surprised to see what ended up happening with Nancy Mace in that governor run? She gets blown out by Yvette, who Trump endorsed anyway. That whole Nancy Mace story, pretty wild in South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, she was all over the map because originally she was a huge never-Trumper, right? He made me look mild by comparison, and then she became, ultra MAGA, and then she went the Marjorie Taylor Greene route with the Epstein thing, and I think we're the only two people in the United States who think that the Epstein thing was idiotic from the beginning, and he never should have released the files. And in South Carolina, if you're not with Trump, Trump's not with you, you're going to be in a very bad space. So. I like her. I know you've had on a lot, but kind of predictable what happened.
Yeah. Lindsey Graham did get the win. Now they're talking. I did see something yesterday. You were on Fox News talking about potential 2028 Republican candidates for president. And J.D. Vance, obviously, and Marco Rubio, but he added some other names in there like Ted Cruz, and he added in Glenn Youngkin. And he seems to think that Ron DeSantis is going to run again.
I think all those guys want to run again. I think Ted, if there's any opening, absolutely will run again. Youngkin, what else is he doing? No offense, but I think there's a chance he'll run. And certainly DeSantis has a taste in his mouth as well. I think if you just parachute DeSantis in the presidency, he would be a fantastic president. He's been a great governor. He's a substantive guy. He's smart, takes no BS. But the people skills are a little lacking, and that's just something you can't get around in politics. So I still heavily favor JD.
Yeah, me too. Rich, you're amazing as always. I know you got to run this morning. Those are a very, very important 8 minutes. Thank you so much for hopping on this celebratory Nick Day.
By the way, are you available for lunch tomorrow? If not, I'll hit you up for some other dates.
I may be. Text me after the show, okay? I may be, yes.
Awesome.
All right, there he is, the editor of the National Review. My dear friend, as you can tell, we're about to dine together again. The great Rich Lowry here on Sid and Friends in the Morning.